Welcome back. The UAE's financial markets are closed today. Trading will resume on Sunday. So let's take a look at the various currencies exchanged into dirhams, followed by the price of oil and a selection of commodities. Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao gave speeches at policy and business forums in Jakarta today before winding up his two-day visit aimed at boosting trade and investment ties with Indonesia. Wen is on tour of the region to spur economic ties and also access to natural resources. He told forum participants that China would unconditionally help developing countries in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Governor of the Apex Reserve Bank of India, Dovuri Subbarao, met Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee on Friday ahead of a policy review. At the wake of a near 9% inflation rate in March, there are reports that the RBI would increase its short-term lending and borrowing rates by at least 25 basis points. The bank has already raised its rates 8 times since March 2010. However, the government is expecting India's GDP to rise to 9% in the current fiscal year 2011-12. But economists globally are unconvinced of India's views and are predicting a decline to below 8%. Last week, Goldman Sachs cut India's growth forecast to 7.8% from 8.7% for the current fiscal year and raised its inflation forecast to 7.5% from 6.7%.
I have come to review the macroeconomic situation with the finance minister and the senior officers ahead of a policy review scheduled for May 3. What our decision is, we will let you know then.
US stocks rose on Friday on strength from Caterpillar and other industrials, lifting the Dow and the Nasdaq to their best monthly performance since December. Heavy machinery manufacturer Caterpillar Inc. led the way after reporting a 5-fold increase in profit and raising its full-year forecast. The blue-chip Dow average climbed 4% for the month, while the S&P 500 rose 2.8% and the Nasdaq gained 3.3%. April's gains were limited by slides in Microsoft Corp, the Nasdaq's most heavily traded stock, and BlackBerry maker Research in Motion. For the week, the Dow rose 2.4%, the S&P 500 gained 2%, and the Nasdaq advanced 1.9%. With May, the market is heading into a typically weak period. May has been the 4th weakest month for the Dow, averaging a 0.2% gain since 1950, according to the Stock Traders Almanac. It is also normally marks the start of the worst 6 months of the year for the industrials. Technology giant Samsung Electronics is warning of challenging business conditions ahead. The comments come as the South Korean company posted its lowest quarterly earnings in nearly 2 years, with operating profit down 33% to $2.75 billion. Sales at 3 out of Samsung's 4 main business lines rose, but dropped at its display business. The display unit slipped to a loss on weak prices and soft demand for TVs. The bright spot was its mobile business, where operating profit rose 30%. Analysts say Samsung's mobile and LCD business will continue to face pressure from Apple and a continuing slump in display prices. After the break, the day's sports, so stay with us.